Hello everybody and welcome to Marvel Snap's August 2024 season. In this video, I want to compare the new Season Pass card Kate Bishop to all the 2024 Season Pass cards and just see where Kate Bishop fits among all of them. We'll also cover Kate's synergies and all the deck archetypes I think she'll fit well in. We'll go over the Spotlight Cash of the first week of August, and I will tell you my personal picks and if it's a good week to actually spend your Spotlight keys. Compared to the other Season Pass cards so far in 2024, I honestly think Kate Bishop might be a good addition. First, let's actually cover Kate Bishop's ability. She's a 2 energy, 3 power card, and her ability reads, on reveal, add 2 arrows to your hand. Even though this adds 2 arrows to your hand, there's actually a pool of 4 arrows possible. That is the Acid Arrow, which is 1 energy, -2 power, that switches sides on reveal. The Grapple Arrow, that is 1 energy, 3 power. On reveal, after you play your next card, move it to this location. The Basic Arrow, 1 energy, 1 power. On reveal, if you play a card at this location next turn, plus 3 power. And then the Pim Particle Arrow, which is 1 energy, 1 power. Ongoing, if your side of the location is full, plus 3 power. I honestly think Kate Bishop has a ton of potential as a card. For one, you're basically getting Ant-Man and Hawkeye in your deck for the cost of 1 card. Because Basic Arrow is exactly Hawkeye's ability, and the Pim Particle Arrow is exactly Ant-Man's ability. Now, as a Season Pass card, I want to also compare her to the previous Season Pass cards, especially from this year, which last season we had Gwenpool. I honestly think she fits as well with the previous Season Pass cards of this year. I think the July season of Gwenpool she's a decent card. I think she has obviously room for improvement, especially with future cards coming out. With whatever the future cards coming out are, I feel like she'll probably improve. And I think she's just a decent Season Pass card. Personally, I don't really agree with how the Season Pass cards are dealt with. I don't think, the only way to obtain her should be through the Season Pass until like a few weeks later when they show up in the token shop. I personally just think it's not the best idea. Thankfully, she's not like Cassandra Nova where she's just insanely good. So I think she fits well in the Season Pass cards, where I think the Season Pass card with the system they do it in, I think it's good that the Season Pass card is usually not the best card of the month. But just a decent card, middle of the ground, and then sometimes maybe they're better, or, over time they'll get better with buffs and card changes and everything. But to compare her to Gwenpool, I think, honestly, Hawkeye may have a lot more potential than Gwenpool, at least as of now. I think Kate Bishop fits well in this so far in the year's Season Pass cards. Again, I think the Season Pass card shouldn't be the best card of the season, because not everyone can obtain her right away unless you spend money. And I personally, I just don't agree with that method. If you are thinking about picking up the Season Pass and you don't pick up previous Season Passes, I think Kate Bishop, just early thoughts, honestly, I think she's a good pickup. If you are interested in buying your first Season Pass, I don't think this one will be a bad Season Pass to buy. And if you're still a little skeptical, I'm about to go over the synergies with the card, and maybe that will help you decide if you want to actually get her day one. I think what's going to be the best arrow that is in Kate Bishop's kit is obviously going to be the Acid Arrow. Basically a Green Goblin, but -2 energy and 1 power higher than the -3. So honestly, I feel like you're getting a better value. And if you also run this with Green Goblin, that on turn 4 would just be ridiculous. Acid Arrow and Green Goblin. They're giving the other player negative power and also just clogging other lanes. So I think Acid Arrow is just overall going to be the best. I am a little worried of how it's going to play. Maybe it'll be too good. And if you're trying to look for synergies, I think Acid Arrow in any obviously negative decks will be great. Galactus decks. Maybe we'll see a Galactus come back this season. But I think that's going to be Acid Arrow's biggest synergy is just playing her in negative decks, whether it's the Nihilus or the Galactus and, Hobgoblin. And it's probably going to be really frustrating this season with that card. So yes, I'm a little worried. And then we got the Grapple Arrow, which I think the Grapple Arrow is just going to help with move decks, obviously. That's this whole thing. Synergies, obviously, will be any move card, Human Torch, destroy Human Torch decks. So I think Grapple Arrow has a ton of potential as well, especially because it's the highest powered card you get with Kate Bishop. And it's a 1/3. I mean, 1/3 is pretty good, and it also can fit well in move decks. I think Grapple Arrow might be the runner-up here for second best arrow. The next arrow is just the Basic Arrow, which is literally an exact copy of Hawkeye, but you just get the addition of it being a arrow and not taking up a slot in your deck. So honestly, I think Basic Arrow is good. I'm curious if they'll change Hawkeye with this card just being an exact copy of Hawkeye. And then Pim Particle is just a worse version of Ant-Man with a -1 power to how much you get when the location is full. Instead of getting +4 power like Ant-Man, so you have technically a 1/5 card. If you fill the location, you get a 1/4 card here. So you are losing some value here with Pin Particle Arrow compared to Ant-Man. So honestly, I think that would be the list. I think the list of arrow rating from best to worst, in my opinion so far, would be Acid Arrow, Grapple Arrow, Basic Arrow, and then the Pin Particle Arrow. The Basic and Pin Particle, I feel like you can switch out for which one's the worst. But in terms of actual statistics, you're technically losing value compared to the actual Ant-Man card, and you're not losing any value with the Basic Arrow. So that'd be the ranking. I think the best synergies for this card are going to be, like I said, the Galactus Annihilus decks, and then move decks. I think this is where Kate Bishop is probably going to thrive. And then I think the overall synergy card would just be Kazar, obviously increasing your win energy cost. It's not going to help Acid Arrow because Acid Arrow is on the other team's side, but it'll help the other three. So I think Kazar might be a staple for Kate Bishop decks, or if people build decks completely centered around the idea of Kate Bishop and her ability, you'll probably see a lot of Kazars. I think those are the biggest synergy cards. It's just any move deck. I think the Grapple Arrow will work well in, being such a cheap card. You're also getting 3 power. Move decks, I think this card will work really well in. I think it's going to work the best in any negative decks, in clog decks. And then the other two are just kind of there. Not the greatest arrows, but not bad at all either. They have potential. I think that'll do it for the Kate Bishop segment of this video. I think we've kind of covered everything that we really know about her. Next, I want to actually go over the first week of August Spotlight Cache and kind of give you my thoughts on if you should be saving keys this week or actually spend them keys you have. The first Spotlight Cache for August will start on August 6th and it will last till the 13th. And honestly, I think it's a really great week, if not, in my opinion, the best week of the season. And I think it's the best week of the season in terms of older Series 5 cards. Marvel Boy will be the newest card of the Spotlight Cache. He is a 3 energy 2 power card that reads, after each turn, give 3 of your 1-cost cards plus 1 power. And actually, I believe Marvel Boy is a very decent card for the first week of August as well. And Marvel Boy will actually work as a synergy to Kate Bishop. Not bad, giving 3 of your 1-cost plus 1 power each turn. That's plus 3 power from turn 4 to turn 6 or 7. Because you can't play until turn 3. The downside is just not being able to play him earlier than turn 3, but you can fill a lot of 1-cost on your board before he's actually even played. So I think Marvel Boy has a ton of synergy. I don't think he's a bad pit pull at all in the Spotlight Cache, especially if you have Kate Bishop. I think he'll work well. Just reading what we know, I think he has a decent amount of potential. So if you pull Marvel Boy with your key, I honestly think he's not a bad pull, but I don't think he's the best pull of this week. You're getting Blob and Red Hulk, 2 of the most powerful 6-cost cards in the game, especially recently with Blob and the Orisham synergy. So Blob is a great pickup if you're able to get him, especially if you're a big fan of Orisham decks, because at the moment, Orisham's not getting any change that we know of, I believe. So Blob is a pretty decent pickup, and they got rid of Cannonball being able to stop him, so he's honestly even better than he was. So I think Blob's a perfectly good pickup here. And then I also think Red Hulk, being the other previous Series 5 card, is honestly great as well. So do I think you should save your keys this week? No. If you don't have Blob or Red Hulk, I honestly think you should pick them up. Again, I believe they're great additions. They're great 6-cost cards. So honestly, getting any of these cards I think will be beneficial to the future of your decks. My final thoughts on the August season of 2024. I think it's a great season. I think this game's just slowly getting better and better as time goes on, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this season. I really liked the Gwenpool season, Deadpool season, because I'm just a huge fan of the theme of Deadpool. But this season's themed after the Young Avengers, and I think that is great as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the season. I want to hear y'all's early thoughts on the season and what you actually think. Here's the Battle Pass image to kind of showcase what's going to be in the Battle Pass as well. Just some of the big rewards with the really nice Scarlet Witch variant. The Scarlet Witch emo is adorable. I love it. The Kate Bishop variant, beautiful. And then the 2 card backs with the Young Avengers logo, and then a Kate Bishop card back, which I love the purple. I think the Kate Bishop card back is honestly really nice. So overall, I think the season pass will have some great rewards. As of now, there is no plan for any special events this month like Deadpool's Diner. I believe there is no plans for an event this month, but Deadpool's Diner is supposed to come back hopefully in the next few months with some new rewards and new stuff. So I'm excited. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below on what you think of the Young Avengers season and what you're most excited for this season. And if you have any ideas for things you'd like to see, I'd love to hear them too. I always like reading the community's ideas for future content and stuff. So if you have any neat ideas, let me hear them. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.
Oh, don't you let me down. Good times will come around so often. We've been needing this for so long. This high will be forever gone. I bet you help me, baby.